turned to me and he said, my whole life I was pointing them to Muhammad. And I tell this to people sometimes, that, and you know better than I know, that our Imam knew how to speak to people. He didn't need to always quote everything in Arabic and the hadith, but I tell brothers all the time, all y'all that were kicking sunnah, that word, ahl sunnah wa jama'ah, you scared more people away from the sunnah of our beloved Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam than any COINTEL program could have, than any anti-Muslim program could have, because you had turned what is absolutely beautiful into a scary, overwhelming monster that even yourself could not bear. You could not bear your own rhetoric after a couple of years. And that's why, brothers, you know, after a while, man, look, and I gotta be honest, if all I ever heard was Islam was for Muslims like you all, I don't know if I could be Muslim. But it was Imam Muhammad, may Allah have mercy on him, who rarely even had to even use the word. Yes. Right? Yes. Who sometimes would be castigated by others by not using enough Arabic. Who was doing more to championing the beloved sunnah of our Prophet ﷺ than any other American Muslim in human history. Hey, and I'm not just saying that because I'm in this room. That's a sociological, historical fact. That's not an opinion. That's a historical fact. And I say this, and I'll say this at the University of Chicago, I'll say it in any academic setting, it's an historical fact. There's no other human being, there's no other American Muslim that precipitated the largest mass migration to Islam than our beloved Imam Muhammad. May Allah have mercy on him. And we should all own that reality. That is all our Muslim history. And there is no Imam Muhammad without the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. And so all of that is our history. We need to embrace it. We need to celebrate it and thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for bringing us the individuals, all of you all, who championed it with your lives. See, you taught us something that I want my children to always learn. That there is something worth living and dying for. Living and dying for. And unless we continue to champion that, we will be victim and vulnerable to everyone else's program. Unless we lift up a program that we believe in, that it's worth living and dying for. And so, as this generation and these pioneers, as we continue to come together and celebrate the extraordinary impact that all of the imams have made, that all of the pioneers, all of y'all have made, I want you to know that we genuinely have nothing but extraordinary love and respect, and I'm going to continue to make it my life mission to make sure that as we continue to fight for a better world, for a better city, for a better Chicago, for a better America, a better globe, that the world continues to know who, because this is the lesson from our beloved Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. La yushkur nas, la yushkur Allah. Those who are not grateful for the people are not grateful to God. That's a lesson from our beloved Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And it's the sunnah of Allah. Be grateful for what Allah has given us. And one of the most terrible sins is ingratitude. And one of the most terrible sins is ingratitude. And how completely completely out of line would we be if we continue to be ungrateful for the history that bore us. One of the primary lessons: respect the womb that bore you. Right? Respect the womb that bore you. And in this room, this is the womb that bore Islam in America. And we should always lift that up. Whether it's Muslims from the subcontinent, whether it's Palestinian Muslims, they should understand and respect that womb. And we should give honor to that womb. And we should be grateful that Allah allowed us to all come out of that womb. And so may Allah always allow you and your children and your grandchildren and your great-grandchildren to take pride in that extraordinary effort that you all made possible and that you continue to make possible by your presence, by your energy, and know that there are no organizations like Iman in America. There are no people like me in America without all the effort of people in this room. And I know the womb that bore me, And I'm here because I love you, and I'm here because I'm your son, I'm your grandson, and I'm part of this community in my heart and my soul, and I beg that Allah continue to allow each and every one of you to be a recipient of divine mercy and light, and allow us all to be brought together in the highest gardens of Jannah with our beloved Imam and with those who have come before us, our great, ancient and pious predecessors, and allow us to be worthy of that light that he put into the Prophet ﷺ, and he put into those who follow him, and allow us to continue to remember that dua, the dua that our beloved Prophet ﷺ used to make in the middle of the night. He used to get up in the middle of the night, at the height of the night, and make a dua. It was one of the most beautiful duas, right? And some of us know, Allahumma ja'al fi qalbi nura. Oh Allah, put your light in my heart. Wa an yamini nura. Wa on my right, your light. An yasari nura. And on my left, your light. Wa fawki nura. And above me, light. And tahti nura. And below me, light. Wa amami nura. And in front of me, light. Wa khalfi nura. And behind me, your light. And then how would he end it? Allahumma ja'alni nura. Oh Allah, make me your light. So we beg that Allah continue to make each and every one of us and allow us to be the light that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala put in our Prophet, put into those who follow him, because it's this light and it's your light that has lit the way for so many thousands, countless others, many that you don't even know. The light that this community lit is the light that led Muslims into judgeships, into mayorships, into most active, prominent positions across America. Long before it was popular to talk about that. Long before it was talking about it, you go across America. Some of the most successful American Muslims that we know of are people who got their light from this community, got their light from the passion and love of this community. So we honor this. We honor the family of our beloved Imam Muhammad. May Allah continue to bring them together and bring our hearts together. Yes. And let us be the community that drops all beef, yes. Please. Beloved brothers, let's drop the beef. Let's love one another. Let's forgive one another. Let's forgive one another and bring people together and understand that that's part of the prophetic tradition. Islah bin Nas, he brought the hearts of people together, and he brought the Aus and the Khazraj together. He was able to bring their hearts only for the sake of God, for the sake of the love of God, so that they can continue to be the community that illuminates the light for thousands and thousands and millions upon millions of people from that day to this day, and may Allah allow us to continue to be among them. Jazakallah khair for your time and for allowing me to be here and be among you. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
I can tell where I left off now. Bringing our beloved Imam, Dr. Nashir Ahmad of Miami, Florida, to the roster to give it to know the best for this day.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله صلى الله عليه وسلم. I bear witness that none deserve to be worshipped except for one supreme being alone, Allah the Almighty. And I bear witness that Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam is his messenger, our prophet, sent to all of humanity. We ask Allah's exaltations and blessings upon our leader and teacher, that is Muhammad the Prophet, upon his companions, the believers, the righteous people all over the world. Ameen. And we say to you, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. We'd like to express our thanks and appreciation to Wali Kareem, the Hazm, Clyde Akbar, the principals of this organization. And I want to say this to you who are not in leadership. I'm a doctor, but what type of doctor am I if I have no patience? If I'm a school teacher, what good am I if I have no students? If I'm a banker, what value am I if I have no clients? So an organization is no greater than the people who support it. Taxpayer. You do not know how to quit. And I want to say this to you. we have some things in the Nation of Islam that I would like to share that some of us may not have known. You know, we were told to do for self.
That's right.
And we were given the sacred book, the Quran. I was in the Nation of Islam, and we were told to take that book and put it on the shelf.
That's right.
And we were told that Prophet Muhammad told Elijah Muhammad, don't worry about teaching them Arabic, that your children will teach them Arabic. I remember that teaching. Well, I used to open up that Quran in the Nation of Islam. And I guess that's why I was able to follow Imam W.D. Muhammad so easily. The do for self, most of us, we didn't understand. And if you're taking notes, I'd like you to have this. I have Kazim here. He may be able to give me something in case I give the wrong reference. In the 5th chapter of the Quran, I think it's verse 105. Ya ayyuhal ladina amanu alaykum anfusakum. O you who believe, your own souls obligate you. That is your Quran. That is the Arabic for do for self. Did you hear what I just told you? Yes. There are most people who question Honorable Elijah Muhammad. He wasn't in the Sunnah, this, that, the other thing. He used the English, do for self. But he was in the spirit of the Quran. Ya ayyuhal ladina amanu alaykum anfusakum. O you who believe, your own self obligate you. Next thing I'd like to give you, I was in the Nation, I remember talking with the pioneers. Do y'all remember Captain Ali? You see old man Ali, Captain? He would tell us, he would talk to me and say, boy, he would call us, you young boy. Kareem Ali, y'all remember Kareem Allah? Kareem Allah. They would say, we were told to say, As-salamu alaykum. Ice, I-C-E. We weren't told As-salamu alaykum. Okay? Again, great wisdom. It took Imam W.D. Muhammad to explain the wisdom of what was even in the language. Ice, you know, if you have water or meat or something like that, you want to preserve it, you put it in the freezer and you freeze it for a later time. So we were given a language in the Nation of Islam that froze our assets until a time would come with one Imam W.D. Muhammad that will thaw out the esoteric language so that we could grasp it. Said that the mother plane would come down after 40 years. And many of us would look out like this here, looking for the mother plane. I know I did. And Imam Muhammad, he told us, he said, the mother plane that was to come down after 40 years was his leadership that would bring down plain understanding in the language that we have. Why is this? We're giving this, we want to know why we're giving respect. It's because your physical body had to have the stomach of your mother. In medicine, we say uterus. But it's, you know, for us, common language, stomach, right? In order to produce a body has to have an environment. The environment for that beautiful body that you have, that perfect body, that handsome face you got, brother, those broad shoulders you have, sisters, those curves that you have. If I don't use my discipline, I'll curve right off the road. Okay? Yeah. That's a little good humor. Tell us that we should get married. We should respect marriage. That's what I'm speaking to certain people. They're recording this. The womb for the body is the uterus. But the womb for your mind is language. Are you listening? Yes. This is why the Quran is so important. Because the human being is created in a language environment more than he's created in the uterus or the stomach environment. Allahu Akbar. I hope I'm making this a little plain. It says, Iqra bismi rabbika alladhi khalaqa. I'm not trying to show off no Arabic. I'm doing this for a reason. Iqra bismi rabbika alladhi khalaqa. Khalaqa al-insana min alaq. Why am I speaking like this? When I came in the Nation of Islam, I could not speak Arabic. I couldn't read Arabic. So I'm doing this because I am a living miracle. I'm not showing off myself. I'm showing off the power of Allah. You understand? How's in the same way? You heard that baby recite, that little baby? Tears flowing from my eyes. Takbir. Allah. This is what we wanted. We struggled for these things. Now, let me say this to you. You know the sisters, how you dress? I don't know if there's any Christians here, but I want to say this to the good Christians that we have. You know the reason why women, one of the reasons why they dress the way they dress? It's because they love the mother of Christ Jesus. Our Muslim women. In our Quran, it said, Mary, the mother of Jesus, is raised over all of the women of the world. Am I telling the truth or not? Yes. That's what it said. So our women respect what the Quran says so much till our women would dress just like the mother of Jesus. You never saw Mary in a miniskirt. You've never seen that. Hot pants. So I'm saying this because I want to establish some bonds a little deeper than what we had before. We have in our religion, it says, read with the name of your Lord who created, and he created the human being from a cloud. This is the first 5 verses of the Quran. When you read the Quran, like me, I thought that the first chapter of the Quran was Al-Fatiha. I didn't know. The first chapter of the Quran was chapter 96. And how many verses was it? 5. And when I came in the Nation of Islam and I heard this story, I thought Prophet Muhammad was reading a book. You hear what I mean? Read with the name of your Lord. So I'm thinking Prophet Muhammad, this man with this dress on, this is my imagination, is reading a book like this. But he wasn't reading a book like that. Because Allah was telling Muhammad the Prophet that you, the human being, I create you twice. I create you first in your perfect orientation of your physical body. See this physical body? Nothing wrong with it. No sin in the flesh anywhere. And after I had created that physical body that you have most perfect, then I bring about the second creation, and that's the creation of your mind. That's why the first 5 verses are there, because it's letting you know that if all you have is a physical body, then all you have is a human being in a human image. But in order to have the real human, you can't get that human by eating steaks and potatoes. It is the Quran that tells you how you get the human. You get the human by its 5 senses. And look what Allah does. You grab things with your 5 fingers. You see, huh? You grab. You lift yourself up with your 5 toes. Am I right or wrong? So Allah has given us through Muhammad the Prophet these first 5 verses to let us know that you grasp reality and you evolve yourself by using your 5 senses. Takbir! Listen. And why do you have to pray 5 times a day? It is because you are the only unique creation that is not finished. As long as you are alive, you are in this transitory womb. And Allah never finishes with you. Takbir! Woo! I can't help it. I can't help it. That's why your hair falls out. That's why your skin comes off. You know when you kiss that pretty woman, your wife? Do you know you're kissing death? The outer layer of the skin is dead, but you love it. And there's people that are afraid of death. Well, you better stop kissing. Now I'm having a little humor because I'm trying to get to a certain serious point. We could not come here without the aid of the woman. That's why we have in the Quran, the 4th chapter, it's called An-Nisa. And then Nisa means the women, but it's close to an Arabic word, Nasaya, which means he forgot. And it means the problem in the world is because most men have forgotten the sacred and divine role of their mothers. That's why that verse is in the Quran. And how many takbirs do we have? 4. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. And who makes man universal? It's the woman. Some of you know Arabic. You get in, as long as you have you study Arabic. Sisters, you don't know this, so I'm going to tell you this. Me, the man, what I give looks like this. Like this, little point. My life journey. You give something looks like this. Almost circle. And it almost looks like the number 5 in Arabic. Woo! Good God. Oh boy, I'm telling you. This is our deen. How many verses Prophet Muhammad received? 5. And the life germ of this male has to meet with the egg of mama, right? And her egg is in the shape of what? The number 5. And when you bury her, how many racks do you have to put her in? 5. Because she brings the life from the undeveloped form unto its complete shape. I don't give it eyes. I don't give it ears. I don't give it lungs. You sisters do this. And the world is not going to change until you change it. Lord, I don't mean to be disrespectful, but I have to talk serious. You take this down for your youngsters. You old like I am. You don't need it. You know, in Arabic, there's a teeth called this. Maftuh. It means the open teeth. Then there's another teeth called marbuta. It's closed like this. It's closed like this. Maftuh is like this. Open. Another teeth is closed. You know what? And it's called feminine teeth. You know what Allah is telling you? I'm talking about brothers. You know what He's telling the sisters? Sisters, if a man ain't gonna marry you, keep your legs crossed. Tie it up. You tell your daughters this. You tell your daughters this. I'm giving you the teach. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad told us what? Respect your women. I'm giving it to you in another language form. All right? So you can appreciate that man more than maybe what I did when I was alive with you. I got to watch that. So listen, sister. If he gonna kiss you, you back up. Who gonna pay the light bill? Who gonna buy the groceries? You understand what I'm saying? This is what we need to talk to our sons and our daughters. I told my boys, don't you ever touch a woman you're not gonna marry. That's my role as a father. You hear me? And I told my daughters, if a man put his hand on you, you leave him. And I told the one that's going to marry my daughter, if you got to do that, you send them to me. Because I put my hand on them. Once or twice. You need to. I said, because my daughters, they're not influenced from here. They're influenced from here.
Allahu Akbar.
Allahu Akbar. Now, Nisa, listen. The women, it comes from the Arabic Nashashibi. What does it mean? I have 15 brothers and sisters. So I have seen this. My mother would dress tattered because she forgot what she wanted, because she wanted to take care of her 15 children. Nashashibi, I'm telling you what that verse in the Quran means, that surah. She would feed us, and she would be small because she would eat last. That's the natural woman. Good God. Imam W.D. Muhammad told us, what does woman mean? Woman is not one word, it's 2 words. W-O plus M-A-N. She has man in her name, but she's also what? The womb of man. Okay? Yes. But look, sisters. It also speaks to you also in another term they call you what? Female. Take the fee off, and what do you have? Male. And fee is just F-E. That's one E. In Arabic, it's fee. It's a long E, meaning that she is a male like me, but she has something inside that I don't have. Fetus, male. And I can't come here without her. Lord. So now, here's this 5. Why are we praying 5 times a day? I'm trying to make this so that our ritualism, thank you, dear brother, may Allah reward you, that our ritualism will have more sense. He may not call himself an imam. He's an imam. Yeah. You're an imam. Allah has gifted you and guided you. He reminds me of us when we were young. I'm talking about us in the room. I'm not just talking to Kazi. So why do we pray 5 times a day? Listen, you see, you look at yourself. your ear, your eyes, your nose, and all of these wonderful things. You evolved because of your 5 senses. Okay? Now, you see this counter here? Oh, excuse me, counter. You see this counter up here? In order for dust to stop forming on this counter, I must do what? Wipe it. Yeah. The salat for Muslims has been given to us because the human mind is like a countertop. And ideas are constantly being projected into you consciously, but more important, subconsciously. And they're bypassing your conscious mind and sitting in the subconscious mind. So Allah guided Muhammad the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam with our salat so that we would know that we have a way to wipe away the false influences that come upon our mind that we're not even aware of. That's it. Am I going in?
No.
I don't want to be here. I don't want to be where people don't want. But you know, you might not know this. You see my hand like this? How I'm standing? I'm standing upright. Okay? But do you know your brain in your head doesn't stand up? Your brain in your head bends over like this. You know the position of prayer, Allahu Akbar, that's not the holiest position. Qiyam here, not the holiest position. Ruku', not the holiest position. What is the holiest position? Sujood. Sajda. That's all that sajda. That's the baby in the womb that's in prayer 24 hours a day. That's who you are. الَّذِي أَحْسَنَ كُلِّ شَيْءٍ. And he it is Allah who made most excellent everything. You hear me? So in your mother's womb, sisters, I'm talking to you. You cannot produce a criminal. It's impossible. Woman can't do it. The baby can't even come here without a woman discharging water, because she's sending a clean soul into this world. Takbir! She could be a whore. She could be a murderer. But the life that she sends to the world has no sin.
Right.
Oh, you wrong. Am I wrong? Go to the nursery and see if they smoking reefers in there. You're not going to see that in there. Am I right or wrong? You're not going to see that in there. It take that baby a long time to learn how to lie. From us. Have you ever noticed yourself when you see a brand new baby on watch the clock? You see that little baby and you look at it, and what's the first thing you do? If you're a natural man and woman, you want to go to that child and pick it up. Yeah. Why do you want to go to that child and pick it up? Because Allah is showing you who you are originally. Yeah. Right. And we made the human being in the most excellent mode. In mama's womb, the most excellent mode. That's why Allah make you go to sleep at night. And we made your sleep restful. You must go to sleep. Why must you go to sleep? Because you have to go back under the condition of the womb of your mother. Did you know that? This is Muhammad the Prophet. Sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. This is his teaching. This is his insight. This is the Quran. Alhamdulillah. Yes. So that's why you go to sleep, brother. Oh, I lost my notes. I'm in big trouble. Okay. You got it for me. You know that little baby when it's first born? I had 10 children. I'm like Cosmo. We got a ton of kids between him and I got 10, 33 grandchildren, 4 great-grandchildren. Every single one of them come here, it looked like a raisin. You understand what I'm saying? I tell y'all this, I tell this across the country. I go to the infirmary. I'd have my friends, we could go in and, look at the brand new baby I just got. And I'd go there and I'd say, hey, y'all, that's mine. The nurse on the other side, no, yours is over here. And I look at that, it's an orangutan. You understand? I said, no, this one is mine. She said, no, that was yours. Now, this is true story. Average brother, he ain't going to tell you this, but this is the way we are. Okay? Now, my wife, with every single one of them orangutans that she brought in the world, when they took that baby to her, you know what my wife did? She embraced it. You understand? Now, why would Allah give us a baby that looked like a raisin? It's because Allah said, look, I gave him the brain, I gave him the lungs, I gave him the kidney. I'm going to give you the little bitty job to straighten the life out for you. Give you some dignity, some honor, some respect. Allah. You know this diversity that's in unity? It's hard for people to see. How? What is the best religion? Is Christianity the best religion? Is Islam the best religion? Is Judaism the best religion? I'm not going to argue with that. It's diversity. I'm a male, she's a female. Some don't know what the hell they are. Some say I'm a female in a man's body. Another one say she's a man in a female's body. Would you like to know the answer to that? Or some said no. We give you the answer. Min nafsin wahida. We created you from a single soul. This is your Quran. The Quran answers homosexuality. Most people just don't know how to go into it. Without respecting the book, you can't get the answer. In your Quran, Allah says He made us from one soul. So what does Allah say? What is God telling us? He's telling us that the soul is both male and female. Please listen. The physical body is male or female. But the soul inside is male and female. Now, if you don't know this, then Satan will lie to you and tell him that he's a woman in a man's body, giving him the half-truth of his total reality. And if he's not into this knowledge, then they will fool him with the urge of nature. I hope you understand what I'm trying to keep it clean. Yes. Nature's going to demand, isn't it? It's going to want to express itself from down here.
Yes, sir.
And look, I'm going to tell you this to help a lot of you. How do we say Qamati Salat? Stand in prayer. You understand what I'm trying to say? The expression of life to reproduce itself is down here. That's most people. But it don't stay there. It moves up, down to here. I hope you follow what I'm saying. And eventually it wants to reproduce itself where? Here. Sex in religion is never supposed to be down here. Sex is supposed to be up here to reproduce the inner person. Good God. Allahu Akbar. I know some of you don't believe me. Sisters, if you don't get a man that's been reproduced here, you ain't going to have nothing but hot breath and bridges. And listen to me, sisters. The minute you lose your Coca-Cola bottle shape, you done lost him. You understand what I'm trying to tell you now? Because the sex, listen, it has to evolve from here. From here, look, sisters, to here. Now, most of you my age, this is not for you. This is for your daughters. This is for your granddaughter. This is for your nieces. You have to talk to them with this kind of knowledge. Sex has lost its social context. It has a social context. We're more than animals in heat. The animal has instinct to protect it. The only time we're on the instinct is when we go to sleep. When we go to sleep, we are instinctively intelligent. Look at me. I'm sleeping. Am I going to smoke a cigarette? No. Am I going to drink wine? No. Why? Because I am instinctively what? Intelligent. So I go to sleep what? Intelligent. I wake up what? Intelligent. It's what I do between the two states that may be the fool. You understand that? Okay? Allah. So, did I have 5 minutes?
You got 5 minutes.
Right. Look at I'm not coming back here.
Yes, you are.
No, I'm just teasing you. So the diversity is the wheels for the unity. Thank you, man, Muhammad. Look at your Bible. Look, the average black person shouldn't be a racist because every race is in you. If I don't brush my teeth, you see the Chinese man. You see, right? Yellow. If you cut me, you see the red man. I'm not. If it comes out humorous to you, that's wonderful. That's good. As long as you get something out of it. Okay. You see here, you see the brother, you turn here, you see him. See my sclera? You see him. So every man is in every man. And sisters, don't worry about us who get egotistical. Macho men, I'm going to tell a lot of brothers that we don't know this. Brothers, before we were men, we were all females. Hello? So don't make a big deal about your muscles and your deep voice. That doesn't make a man. So, all right, let me finish here right quickly. Allah knows I had something more serious. You know the answer to this so-called terrorism? Education. Muhammad the Prophet, he said, the ink of the scholar weighs more than the blood of the martyr. Okay? So in Al-Islam, we don't raise up a bomb. In Al-Islam, we raise up the Quran. You know those great scholars that died in the time of Muhammad the Prophet and Moses? Blood was on the ground. You could take me to Jerusalem. You could take me to Saudi Arabia, Mecca. I just was there just 3-4 weeks ago. And we went to the sacred places, and guess what? We couldn't find any of the blood. You hear me?
Yeah.
To identify what martyr was killed at this spot.
Yeah.
But you can pick up the ink of the Quran, and it's still here. So I have to conclude, and maybe the next time we could do a little bit better on time. I'm just rushing right now. You'll begin, you're going like Allahu Akbar, like this. See? Hands going like this, how you start to pray. What is this saying? This is saying that I am first a spiritual preacher. Just your right hand. I'm first a spiritual preacher. Later on, I'm a rational preacher. You go to the masjid, how many rak'ahs you make? 2. Why are you making 2 rak'ahs? Oh Allah, help me to keep the perfect body that you gave me. Perfect. Help me, Allah, so that I won't put greases and wine in here. You ever notice a small child when it's very, very small, and you go around it, and you just had a fight with another person? You go around that little child that can't even talk, you reach for the child, what will the child do? It'll reject you. It can't speak English, Arabic, or German, but what does it have? It has that original spiritual nature that is first for all human beings. And that child can sense when your internal peace is broken. Allahu Akbar. We lost it. Let me tell you this now. I'm finishing. You want to be successful in life? Start off the way you did with God when He started you. You started off with your excellent spirituality. Spirituality means sensitivity. You know the man that's a mathematician? Hazam is. Brother Hazam. He's an accountant. What, was he an accountant first? Or was he a spiritual baby first? He was a spiritual baby first. It was his spirituality that sensitized him to accounting. I'm a doctor. It's my spirituality that sensitized me to medicine. He's in electronics. My good brother, man. Yeah, I got it right. Electronics. Well, that's okay. You're close to it. What sensitized him? The spirituality. So you a spiritual preacher that will give you the sensitivity that you need to move in this material world. Allah. So I have to stop, and Allah knows I don't want to stop. It's very difficult, you know. And I tell people like this, everywhere I go, y'all shouldn't do me like this. Your faces are beaming.
We're going to do better next time.
No. I'm talking about, no, I don't mean it in that sense. I mean, your faces are beaming. The brothers are so handsome till I want to kiss him. I ain't no homosexual. So you know if I talk about him like that, you know how I feel about yourself. Okay? And this is the community of Muhammad the Prophet. Sallallahu alaihi wasallam. This is Prophet Muhammad's community. Believe it or not. And may Allah give you greater guidance to grow bigger than your problem.
Amen. Amen.
How much is 2 plus 2? Look. How much is 2 plus 2? The answer was there before I created the problem. You thirsty? Isn't the water there before you realize you're thirsty? Isn't the food there before you realize you're hungry? So you shouldn't be hung up on problems. Thank you, brother. We should be looking for answers and not be hung up on the problem. So we thank Allah the Almighty, and I thank Him for Imam Qasim Ahmad. And inshallah, we hope to be with you in the future again.
Yes, sir.
To share more wisdom and more insight from Imam W.D. Muhammad. Did I give you a little bit?
Oh, yes, sir.
Can I leave in peace?
Yes, sir.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Takbir! Takbir! Yeah, he's this one. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Take a
we'll leave it here
So much of them not go out there for those thought-provoking words. We're going to
Canada.
right along with our program. We have Imam MD Alam, and he is currently the chairman for the U.S. National Democratic Party for the Asian American Caucus, and he's running for U.S. Senate in the state of Missouri. He's a Bangladeshi American who's come to give us a few brief comments. Thank you so much for being here with us this evening.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. You know, this position coming after speaking Imam Dr. Nashir Ahmad is very hard. He was speaking about the spirituality, and I learned a lot. Make sure when I come, you come. Or let me know where you at. I will go join with you. Let me tell you this. Before I start, please give yourself applause. It's a great gathering. I'd like to give a big hand to Brother Wali Karim. This brother, you know, we've been holding radio talk show talking about the community, the Muslim diversity, how we can create a better community, a community that makes sense. Sometimes we talk hour after hour. I'm from Kansas City, Missouri. I know to the brother Wali Karim about 5 years. In this past 5 years, he proved that he is really a leader to put event like this together, and you all came together. It's really a great opportunity for me to be here. First of all, I'd like to give a little bit about what I knew about Honorable Imam Elijah Muhammad and his son Imam Waridin Muhammad. I was in Bangladesh. I come from Bangladesh, and also hard to speak after speaking a brother coming from, Palestine. It's very hard to speak in that manner. In Bangladesh, it's a country, next to India. It's have 180 million people, and this small, tiny country, it's actually the 10,000 square feet smaller than size of the state of Missouri, and it has 180 million people. A Muslim country, the population-wise, they're the third greatest nation on earth, but it's a tiny country, a size smaller than Missouri. We learn a lot about Imam Elijah Muhammad. We learn about Imam Waridin Muhammad. It's like the international figure. When we talk about Yasir Arafat, he was an Islamic scholar plus Islamic, regional leader, coming from a land where Arabic being spoken, coming from a land where Muslim by birth, by born. But when we started research, at a young age, I remember myself, it came up about Nation of Islam. In America, And that brother is so right, and that brother Rami is so right. You guys right here with a group of people who brought this Islam at the first place to give a message to the general people. And I was lucky to born with the parents who are Muslim. So we call that, okay, we are by born Muslim. But you know how hard it is to convert, how hard it is to leave your legacy, like your parents, your grandparents. Then you move on to some places with the idea and ideology. So I really want to give a big hand to the point when it was needed. Even there are some controversy with just the term Nation of Islam. However, it was a big event that took place in America to the eye of the outside of America. And that term Nation of Islam, I don't want to go inside the deep details, what are the agenda that Nation of Islam had. But trust me, take my word, that how we came up with toward Nation Islam, and that was given to the people and the land of America to embrace the message of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, peace be upon him. You know, it's a message for all of us. I like what brother was speaking here spiritually. Let me tell you something about what we can do to put this legacy together in a very hardship manner. That what we are facing. The country has gone to a point that when I walk, I was thinking that you're going to be scared. Oh, this terrorist is walking here, you know. So you're going to be scared, but I'm glad that you did not. Whatever place I've been to, past 15 years, since the modern, the theme of that 9/11, look like I am one of them, I was on that plane. Look like I am one of them, I was just jumping out of the plane and just going to the ground zero. And you too. 7 million peace-loving Muslim Americans. 7 million. All of them, they are synonymous with the term terrorism. Terrorism. What our Quran says. You kill a life, you kill the humanity. You save a life, you save the humanity. Now don't get me wrong, there were certain events that took place during the time of our Prophet. That was necessary, that was needed, that was the war situation. But the Western media, the propaganda, the fabrication, they lead us nowhere. And they make us like 3 things will happen to you, me, and every 7 million peace-loving Muslim Americans. Either you do something good, you will be blamed. You do something bad, sure, you will be blamed. You do nothing, you will be blamed. So what do we need to do? We need to do the good thing and let them blame. That's okay. Because right now, as of 2015, every single year in America, since the last 15 years, about 22,000 people, they're embracing Islam. Because of the propaganda, because of the fabrication, because of the hardship and challenge that thrown to you, and the technology, it's opened the window for people to get more. Last night, I just was, get involved with somebody, I don't remember where he's from, finally said Florida. He was putting a text on my phone, and my number is public. So he texted me. So I had to reply to him and I talked to him 15 minutes. After 15 minutes, he said, I am sorry, I didn't know this is what it is. So the perception, the reality, they are not meeting and they are not saying. Guess what? They are taking the message from the 48-inch television. I think you might know about Fox News. That's the one that the machine, that's what they're taking from. You know, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and the message of Allah. Today in America, these people, these honorable imams, if they didn't put their work and their hardship and their hard work and challenge, I guarantee, maybe today I would not be here either. It took a shaping an international community, a society, a value, a culture. As brother was saying, the diversity. In Islam, starting from Azerbaijan, the alphabet A, and down there the 26th alphabet Y and Z, Yemen, and you take the language, every single country on earth has Muslim. You walk somewhere, you go somewhere, immediately you know somebody is Muslim, you say Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Guess what? It doesn't matter. It's a white brother or black brother or somebody my skin or this brother's skin, they will embrace you immediately. Islam is something based on the bond of your faith and love. And the love of our Prophet. I didn't see my Prophet. This brother didn't see. None of us see. But why we are here together? Through the love of our Prophet. And I'm sorry. I've been, targeted so many times. Calling me the, like kind of one of the terrorists who is trying to propagate people and Muslims in the political process. Let me bring to the political process. Surely our Imam, the deed, it was indeed needed for that time. It was definitely a political process. Giving you the idea with the love of Islam and the message of Allah with the Quran and the Sunnah of our Prophet. That's why it was called Nation of Islam. Let's do some research right now. Let's talk about what really it means, the nation of Islam. Today, we Muslims around the world, it is the nation of Islam. Al-Islam, the Islam, the Islam. It doesn't matter where I come from. It doesn't matter where you come from. We all tied with that same value. The value of love and the value of our Prophet. What leaves us behind? My brother and sister, this is a huge question. Why we are here and what we need to do to rectify ourselves and what we need to do to put this legacy together. Now we are saying this is the legacy we want to carry over. You got to do something, correct? And that is the hard thing to do. Let me tell you this. Let me bring you an ayah from the Quran. Dr. Nashir Ahmad, he already touched base on it. I give you the more, but as he said, when you are saying the Arabic, yes, you should. It's not his bragging about. He's proud, and he must be proud about it. When he said, Iqra bismi rabbika alladhi khalaq. You should try to get it. I don't speak Arabic. I speak whole different language. Even it's not English. Before I speak English, I speak 5 other languages. But Arabic is not one of my languages. But I have to go learn while I'm learning other language. So the verse from Quran, and that verse tells you, Inna Allah la yughayyiru ma biqawmin hatta yughayyiru ma bi anfusihim wa idza arada Allah biqawmin su'an fala maradda lahu wa ma lahum min dunihi min wal. This ayah will rectify our community. Right now in Muslim community, so much conflict, inner conflict. Should we be involved in the political process? Should we be doing something that will give us the status within the government? Look at your basic, what Quran says, the ayah. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying, I do not change, I do not do until you change your status. You have to change the status. My brother and sister. Another verse in the Quran, it tells if a leader, when he engaging himself with wrongdoing, wrong activities, what's our role? Allah says in the Quran that you need to be steadfast with the state. You do not withdraw yourself from the state. But your leader, if he hates you, you hate what he is doing, but do not hate him. So these three masses, you do not hate those, but hate what they are doing. And don't withdraw yourself from the state. Brother and sister, put these two ayahs together. This is clear. Our Rasul sallallahu alayhi wasallam, he was the one to put the Medina charter, the first charter in the mankind. So that tells right there, it is us, our obligation to do for our nation, the country. We are the ones who bring peace, harmony, justice. We should be setting a standard as the example of the walking and talking Quran. You are the one should pass the message and information. Don't blame. He's right. It's ignorance. Terrorism is ignorance. That's what people are saying. That's what they refer to. I have 2 minutes 30 seconds. The clear message I'm going to bring here, real quick. When you know who is our main enemy? The devil, the shaitan, the iblis. When Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He created human being, Allah said, "Oh Adam, learn this," as Allah was speaking the name. Then Allah brought all the angels. Allah said, "Oh angels, tell me the name." The angel says, "We don't know. Allah, you know." Then Allah asked the first order of human being towards Adam. "Yeah, Adam, tell me the name." So Adam said, "Yeah, Allah, this because Allah gave him the name." The second thing Allah said, "Do whatever you do, be happy. Eat whatever you do, but don't go to that tree." Guess what? That was the second order to give him. Meanwhile, when Adam was able to tell the name, Allah said, "Oh angels, bow down and prostrate the Adam." Everybody did except one. And he was the leader of angels. His name was Iblis. He's so real. He's so real. Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, "Sure, you are the disbeliever. And oh Adam, you have done wrong. So I'm going to kick you out of this paradise, from the Jannah. You're going to go into war." Adam said one thing. I have maybe another 1 minute, 10 seconds. Adam said one thing. "Ya Allah, this Iblis, this shaitan, this devil, I already fallen short. Please don't send him with me in this dunya. Please don't send him." Allah said, "Don't worry. I will give you a tablet. I will give you a sacred book. I will give you something that it will lead you back to Jannah." My brother and sister, I wish we have enough, and I have a radio talk show. Brother Ali Karim has the number. You guys have some great information. Come join. Let's talk. And the last message, 10 seconds. When I ran for Secretary of State in Missouri, the very next day I was in the Fox News and everything. "Oh, there's a terrorist running for office in Missouri." You're not going to get any vote. Alhamdulillah, we don't have that many big Muslim community. I was able to come up with over 40,000 votes. And that tells right there that 40-inch TV really doesn't matter. You need to reach to the people with the wisdom and love and the compassion that you are the one who want to establish the peace, harmony, and justice. That what our great Imams they did in the early Islamic history in America. Imam W. Din Muhammad. What is Din Muhammad? Imam Wallace Din Muhammad right now, he is working hard. We have Imam Elijah Muhammad. These are the pioneers of Islam in America. And there are a few names I have to bring. Malcolm X, one of them was there with the group. There is Muhammad Ali with the group. And of course, it's still the controversy with, we have that Mr. Louis Farrakhan. But the name in general, when I look from outside, it's great that they're still carrying a name. So they should be also holding the responsibility to the betterment of the name of that Islam, the nation of Islam. I don't mean the nation of Islam that run by Louis Farrakhan. I'm talking about the nation of Islam as the Ummah should be united and ignite with the power of Islam. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I really enjoyed this, but I like to say that next time you guys invite me, I will come. But don't put me after this, brother. Please. Thank you so much.
Now I would like to bring to the stage Brother Wali Kareem, who's going to present awards this evening.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam.
My good friend, Senator-elect, running for office of Missouri, state of Missouri, and possibility he might be the next senator of Missouri, inshallah. The brother that loved Islam, I met him a few years ago, and we've been friends ever since, corresponding with each other. And he's proven to me that he's a good friend of our community. At this time, we would like for Brother Badin A. Shakur to come to the front, please. This brother here has a history here in the development of our community since the early days of 1956, I think he came to the Nation of Islam. I'd like to read a little bit of his bio. Brother Kadeem A. Shakur, the first to become a member of the Nation of Islam, Racine, Wisconsin, in 1956. A strong and dedicated follower of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. He served as first lieutenant and held other offices and positions. He was one of the individuals responsible for establishing the first temple, as we called it back then in the Nation of Islam, the Muslim-owned businesses in Racine also. He worked tirelessly to demonstrate his faith by inviting others to join the Nation of Islam. He also promoted the publication that we had at the time called the Muhammad Speaks newspaper. When the Honorable Elijah Muhammad passed and Imam W.D. Muhammad assumed the leadership, Brother Kadeem continued to demonstrate his same sincere dedication and commitment without hesitation. He also served as a member of Imam Muhammad's security team, as we all did back in the day. Brother Shakur continues to be a faithful follower in the way of life that is pleasing to God, and he is a key pillar to the establishment and maintenance of the Racine Islamic Center where he lived. The doors would not be open if it was not for his commitment and his steadfastness. Brother Kadeem Shakur exemplifies a believer who does his duty and make no excuses. He described himself as being a man for justice and a witness for God. The Progressive Leadership Legacy Association wishes to present Brother Shakur the Lifetime Service Award for his unselfish dedication in helping to build a model community. We pray Allah's blessing be with him and his family. Amen. Will the photographer come up? This is one of my grandsons right here. He's in college. He's probably going to stop, man. Next, we'd like to have our second awardee. It's a young lady who I've been knowing for all my life. She's a relative of mine, by the way, and she was in the community of Islam since she was born over 80 years ago. Her name is Mrs. Vivian Barnes Aziz. Her mother, by the way, was instrumental in me becoming a Muslim. When I first came to Chicago, at the age of about 10 to 12 years old, my sister and I, we lived in a building with all Muslims. We were only Christians living in that building on the 3rd floor at 423 East 45th Place in Chicago, Illinois. Her mother was and her father were two of the pioneers here in Chicago when Honorable Ahmad came from Detroit, Michigan, and brought the Nation of Islam teachers here to Chicago. I would like to read her bio. With the name of Allah, the merciful benefactor, the merciful Redeemer. Vivian Barnes Aziz, born April 5th, 1935, from the union of Brother Henry X and Sister Ideal X Hopper. Vivian was their only child. Her parents accepted Islam in the early 30s after visiting the Temple of Islam here in Chicago and the teachings of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. They were some of the first converts in Chicago, while all the brothers were sent to prison for refusing to accept the military draft at that time. They joined the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, who was sent earlier. Well, these brothers were sent, many of them were over age, but they were sent to try to curtail or stop the progress of the Nation of Islam at that time. But he was very, very, actually, what you might call, they was very strong in their belief system. And they followed the Honorable Elijah Muhammad all the way to prison. And they didn't mind dying if it was necessary to carry out the program that he had been given. Vivian's mother and all the MGT and GCC, everybody know what those terms? Muslim Girls Training and General Civilization Class. Muslim Girls Training and General Civilization Class. They called the school at that time the University of Islam. Right. And guess what the University of Islam first one I knew was in her mother's basement at 423 East 45th Place. At that site, Imam Wardi Muhammad, one of the students, as well as Brother Imam Don Al Kareem, and many, many others. She can tell you more about it than I can. And it grew from there to what is known now as Sister Clara Muhammad School, as we have many representative schools all over the country.
Big.
All of you remember Sheikh James Shabazz?
Right.
But Sheikh James Shabazz and Brother Emmanuel Ella's brother, Brother Emmanuel, was two of their first teachers in the Nation of Islam, University of Islam School. Vivian finished in 1951. In June 6, 1953, she and Brother Clarence X. Barnes Aziz, who was one of the FOI secretaries and managers of Chicago's grocery store. They were married, and from their union, born 7 children and 9 grandchildren, 2 great-grandchildren, and 1 great-great. Vivian is a strong believer, still active in Al-Islam, and dedicated to her family and community. The Progressive Leadership Legacy Association wished to give Sister Vivian Barnes Aziz a Lifetime Service Award for her many years of service and dedication, and pray Allah's choice and blessings be with her and her family. Amen.
Wa alaikum assalam.
I'm honored to accept this award on behalf of my family, my children who grew up in the Nation of Islam. Also, I went to school with the Imam Muhammad. We grew up together. I thank Allah for the Honorable Imam Muhammad and his son, Imam Muhammad. And without them, we would not be the people that we are. I'm thankful that I was born and bred in the Nation of Islam. Thank you.
Allahu Akbar.
Thank you very much, Vivian. Allah continue to bless you with many more years. And she'll look a day over 35.
All right, so leaders, brothers and sisters, it is now that time. Lastly, today we would like to bring up Brother Dan Remza. He is the Vice President of the PLLA, and he's going to give us some closing remarks this evening. Please stand.
Wa alaikum assalam.
I said something last year. How do you all feel? I feel good like a believer should. But I said something different last year. I want to thank all of you all for coming out. We love you all. I want to thank Valerie Harmon from the Archdiocese. I want to thank our other family from the Nation of Islam, which they all have left at this particular time. I want to thank my brother Naeem. Where is he at? Naeem. I want to thank him for all that he has done, for us, which he always does. And I hope I'm not leaving out everybody. I want to thank I thank everybody that helped us. And I thank my dear brother here. We go a long way back. I thank you all very much. I thank Cosmo Magnet. We go a long way back. But I hope I'm not leaving out anybody. I got